Tuesday night, everybody. Welcome to the daily broadcast. Coming to you from the Arctic Air Studios. Got a lot to get to today. Olympics, you can get rid of one event, you can add one. What would you do? Texas Tech football local media day today. We're going to ask you a question about Baron Morton, Texas Tech quarterback. If he starts every game this year, what does that mean, plus or minus in the win column? How much does he matter? If you have for the first time since Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback, start every game. What does that matter? You tell us tonight. It's easy to get in thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. Whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, X, it doesn't matter. You jump in and we will hear from you. And we want you to share those with people. So let us know the audio is good, the video is good. You can give us hearts and thumbs up and stuff like that. But then invite your friends in and let's have a great Texas Tech conversation tonight, among other things and whatever else we get into. Shall we begin? I believe we shall. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. Hopefully you start your day every day there at the website. We throw out some cool questions, Raiderland hot links, the coolest stuff we can find, serve it up to you every morning. We think you'll like it. If you see stuff during the day you think we'll like, hey, hit us on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media or X or whatever it's called. Or maybe you're following us on our Facebook page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, or on the YouTube channel. You can get us there as well. We love hearing from everybody. Indeed, Craig, the talking box is on. For those who know, the old timers, the talking box is on. Brought to you tonight in part by Gators Bayou 98th and Slide Road. You got hot Cajun food. You got cold drinks. You got a great patio. Music until the summer is over and, into the fall on the weekends. It's really good stuff. Check it out. My favorite thing is the Cajun pasta there. And I would advise you the first time you ever get it. And I made this mistake the other day. I want hot, and really I'm a medium guy. I mean, I like hot food, but yeah, first time you get it on the mild side and then inch your way up. So I was thinking, I can handle the hot. Yeah, so wrong on that. Oh my goodness, it was so hot. Great stuff, great food at Gators Bayou. And if you are headed to the mountains of northern New Mexico, specifically around Red River, Eagle Nest, Taos, in through that area, and you want to go fly fishing, and maybe you've never done it before, maybe you've gone fishing before and you've been a little frustrated, you need to get a hold of our guy, Jeff Fagan. Fagan's Guided Fly Fishing out of Red River. Jeff Fagan will get you set up. He can rod you. He can do anything you need, and he's going to put you on fish. He's going to put you on beautiful water, and you're going to have a great time. And I say this again, if you've never fly fished, don't be intimidated by it. It looks hard, and it is. No, but people like Jeff Fagan and his guides can make it a whole lot easier. So if you've been one of those people sitting there like, oh man, I can never go, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. You can do it, and they can help you out. So give Jeff a holler and tell him we said hello. All the communication brought to you by United Supermarkets. Every bit of Western wear that you see brought to you by Boots City One Money, saved a mile outside the West Loop. And we are rocking the, there we go, legendary Bull of the Woods Saloon t-shirt tonight. This thing is falling apart on me, literally. I can't wear it out in public for a lot of different reasons. All right, let's get it going. James is with us on Facebook. Where are my YouTube people? I want the YouTube people getting in, thanks to United Supermarkets. I want my Twitter people, my X people, not my X's, but my X people getting in. So here's what we got tonight. All right, hold on. Little product placement there. You can take one event out of the Olympics. If there's one thing in the Olympics that you go, what are we doing here? Throw it out. You can add one event. Our man JJ Colleen, West Texas Driving Range Pro on Twitter X, long driving. I would actually rather watch long driving in the Olympics than Olympic golf. I can watch golf every week, 52 weeks a year. Instead, let's have long driving. Let's do that. Let's, something crazy. And it's not really crazy, but, give me that. What would sports you would take out? Sports we don't need. Do we really need rhythmic gymnastics? We have gymnastics. Do we really need rhythmic gymnastics? Isn't that just like pre-stripper training? I didn't say that out loud. Who said that? Who said that? And what sport would you add if you were going to add a sport? Uh, I didn't research this. I assume like washer pitching's not in there. Could be. What would be more egalitarian? You don't need much around the globe to pitch washers. Washers, a pit, off we go. That's one of the things they say. We can't have certain sports in there because, well, if we put them in, it's, cost prohibitive, and these countries are poor and they'll never have a chance, or you're going to kick their butts in it. They took out, baseball because it was too American. And even though America wasn't kicking butt in it, that's another story. Hey there, Joe. Glad you're watching. So you can kick out one sport from the Olympics. You can put one in. I was this year's old this year to realize that women's rugby was one a thing, two an Olympic sport, and three, America got a bronze medal today. And I don't know, I got nothing for you on rugby. But it was basically like the Australians with time running out, right around the goal line, and just running some dive plays and whatever, and they fumble. We got to fumble, the ball is loose. And it's picked up by this American young woman, and she races 94 yards, meters as time expires into the end zone, which is totally not an end zone, I assume, in rugby. I don't know what they call it. And that's it. We win. All right. I went to, as a freshman, sophomore at Texas Tech, we had club rugby, we had club lacrosse. And one of the guys on my floor in my dorm said, oh, hold on. You played high school football, man. We're always looking for people who played football. If you want to come play some rugby, you ought to come hang out with us, man. So I go to one of the parties one night, and I realize when the order of events seemed to be, let's see if we can go throw a guy through a closet door and see what happens. I'm like, I can't even party with these guys, let alone play rugby. The lacrosse club team at Texas Tech was even more off the charts, but I regress. If you were around Tech in the late 80s, early 90s, you probably know what I'm talking about. So that's one of the questions tonight. You can give us sports events in the Olympics that you would get rid of and what you would replace and put in the Olympics. Now let's talk a little tag football tonight before we get out of here. Local media day today. Don't tell anybody. Nothing ever happens at local media day. They trot out 16 players, student athletes, NIL recipients, and the local media ask them questions. How's it going? Good. Y'all going to be good this year? Yeah. How's the workouts been in the summer? We're working hard. How do you feel about the new teams of the Big 12? We're excited. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's about it. So you probably didn't get anything from that. That's okay. Here's the question, though. How important is Baron Morton to you as a Texas Tech fan in putting together a season prediction of win totals? That if he plays all 12 games, which no quarterback has done at Tech since Patrick Mahomes, start. They benched Nick Shimonek in the Texas game, and he famously, went to Cliff Kingsbury and said, if you want to live and get another $5 million in your buyout, put me in the game now. And Cliff did, and it happened. So for Baron Morton, who said earlier this week to the assemblage of media, I'm throwing great. My arm motion is just the way I always throw it, which is good for a quarterback. If he starts every game this year for Texas Tech, what does that mean to you from a win-loss standpoint? Does that change your prediction of going from maybe 7 to 8, 8 to 9, whatever? I don't know where you guys are, and we will not do a season win total projection until mid to late August, maybe the midpoint of August, maybe 2 weeks out before the season opener against ACU or whoever. What is it? Yeah. They're on the 31st. So if you have a quarterback who starts every single game, is that +1 on the win total? +2. What does that mean? Are you all bought in on Baron Morton? I am. I think he's a hell of a talent. I think he can be. I almost use the word elite. I'll get in trouble for that. I think he can be a high-level Big 12 quarterback this year. I think he can be a high-level college quarterback. They have the ability to offset things on his arm with the run game, and if they will allow him to do some play-action passing, and I have no reason to believe that Kitley will not do that, that you can put him in a position to be really successful. And one of the best things about doing, run, pass, option, play action is the ability to have tight ends that can catch the football 7 to 8 yards down the field. Not an RPO. It's totally different. But the ability to get rid of the ball fairly quickly before the linebackers, outside linebackers, or the safety can come up and account for the tight end. So you've got some really good tight ends. You got some, I think, you got Micah Hudson, who allegedly can blow the top off a defense. And if not blow the top off a defense, then that's something that we probably shouldn't say. That's like a Tyreek Hill type deal, and that's really unfair. So let's say a guy who commands field side attention, that if Micah Hudson is who we think he is. Where are you guys, by the way, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and everything else? I'm beginning to wonder tonight about our connectivity. I know what it usually looks like. I know what numbers I'm seeing right now. I'm a little bit worried. Oh, well, everybody can watch it on the replay. So when you have the ability to do run pass with Taj Brooks, with a mobile quarterback who can roll the pocket, with tight ends who can spot up in that 6 to 8 yard, first level, and then you've got a Micah on the outside who he's going to command some free safety attention. He's going to command a little bit of help. We think this could be really fun to watch. But to me, it's all predicated on the health of Baron Morton. That if you want me to pick Texas Tech to win 9 games this year, regular season, you got to tell me that Baron Morton's going to be out there for the 12 games. Anything more than that, you got to tell me that things have really gone well. And not only is he healthy, but he's playing at a high level. But if we're going to say 8.5 is going to be the win level, plus or minus, and you want that, then you've got to tell me that Baron Morton is out there starting for 12 games. David Collier, who was at Media Day, local Media Day, today there at Texas Tech while I was at the doctor's office. Caleb Douglas outside. Josh Kelly, Jalen Conyers. Oh, my. Yeah. You got a lot of options when it comes to dudes. Somebody's got to take control of it, though. So we asked today, and that's why I asked, what is Baron Morton worth? A healthy Baron Morton, what's the difference of that? If he starts 12 games, if he starts 10 games, if he starts 9 games, through bad luck or otherwise. And a lot of Tech people would say, oh, we've had really bad luck. No, this is the nature of college football now. Quarterbacks get hurt. Quarterbacks don't start every game. College football today exposes the quarterback more than it ever has in a lot of different ways and a lot of different reasons. That as a college football quarterback, we're not even talking running the option or anything like that. You're just exposed. And there are really big dudes with bad intentions who want to hit you, and they do. The fake Natalie Maines, who may or may not be more interesting than the real Natalie Maines. Morton will not be available for 10 games. He's the Tony Romo of Tech quarterbacks. Maybe. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. The injuries have been legitimate. He's been hit hard. And that's why we talk about it's not just Tech. It's everybody. Look around college football and how many teams start the same quarterback all year long. Joe jumping in. By the way, the fake Natalie Maines on Twitter, we appreciate our Twitter X people for being out there. Joe, golf 100% rhythmic gymnastics at least has some really hot girls for entertainment. You're a sick, sad old man, Joe. You need to get help. That's somebody's daughter out there. I get the rhythmic gymnastics, but it's dance with a twirly thing. It's dance. Joe Biden would say it's dance. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's dance. Didn't do anything. I was going to say we could add bass fishing or any type of fishing, but without looking, I wouldn't be shocked if somebody told me it's already in there in the Olympics. Give me a sport you would get rid of in the Olympics, something that you would add to the Olympics. I'm all for washer pitching. I'm Mr. Inclusive. I mean, we can pitch washers all around the globe, all around the, beautiful globe, wonderful globe, beautiful globe, luxurious, like no globe you've ever seen. What would you take out of it at this point? We got some weird stuff in there. The walking, the speed walking, which looks like a bunch of people that need to go to the bathroom. A bunch of old people at the mall walking that need to get to a bathroom fast. That's what that speed walking thing looks like. What could we take? Could we take that out? Could we do something, that'd be a little more, I don't know, sporting? And maybe we don't even need to add anything. Maybe we just need to winnow things back down to what we used to do. Alticitas fortis. We're going to jump higher, run faster, jump higher, Maybe that's it. That we've got too much crap in there, and that's why it gets weird. I mean, you can go back to 1908. You can go back to the ancient Greeks, which is hard to do. But, as Shaquille O'Neal said, did you go to the Parthenon while you were there? I don't know. We went to a lot of clubs. It's hard to remember them all. David, I mean, washers look like dang Olympic rings already. Anyway, what are we doing? Exactly. Throwing the rings. Debbie Collier, KMAC 28 sports director, who was at Media Day today for Texas Tech, local Media Day. I had mom duty today. She's doing great. Thank you for asking. If you, and I know you pitched it to Cole Banker. I was watching that before we went on. People ask me, why do you go on at 6:30? I can't go on until David Collier is off contractually. If you had one major takeaway from local Media Day to Big 12 Media Day that Texas Tech people talked about, what would you give me? So I'm going to give you a better question than anybody gave anybody at Texas Tech today. That we go back 2 weeks ago, that go back to that day, go back to the comments today. What was the biggest difference, statements, anything that would matter? You're on the clock. Joe, good old-fashioned roller derby, 70s style? No, 50s and 60s style. I want a blocker. I want a jammer. We're going to make this work. It's going to be great. How did Eric Crouch and all of the OU option quarterbacks stay healthy, running that offense and taking hits? Did they have better blockers and no linemen? You're taking hits differently in that era. So part of it, you had bigger guys playing quarterback. You had guys that could play quarterback that could deliver a hit. They were taking hits differently, and a lot of those guys got beat up. You go back in the days of Texas Tech in the 70s and early 80s in option era, and a lot of those quarterbacks got injured, got hurt, and didn't play all 12 games. It's the reason the name Tommy Donovan and some others. So, it's easy to look at an Eric Crouch or something like that and say, oh, wow, they never got hurt. No, they got hurt. Troy Aikman broke his leg at Oklahoma. Hi there, David. I know you're paying attention to this. Troy Aikman breaks his leg at Oklahoma running the option and ends up transferring to UCLA because he broke his leg because he got hurt running the option. So we kind of romanticize or forget that it was just next guy up. Those guys got hurt all the time running it. I know I did. Thank you, Midland High, for breaking my shoulder pads in a scrimmage one time. We were right slot left, short side option, which meant we're going left, and we're running loaded. So right short side loaded. And right as I stuck my arm out to pitch, going left side, somebody just drove me straight down, broke my shoulder pad. Didn't do a good thing to my shoulder either. Luckily, I'm right-handed. It did not affect my ability to throw a baseball 92 miles an hour or a football 75 yards in the air. So yeah, Randy's got a great. It's a great point. We just forget how many guys got hurt doing it. Would love to see Israel versus Iran. I don't know that that has anything to do with the Olympics. So Baron Morton means what? How many wins? If he plays 12 games, is that an extra win if you're a Tech fan? If he starts all 12 games, is that the difference from 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, whatever you're thinking? You tell me. Pitching backwards to a back with a hurt shoulder easier than throwing 30 yards down. Yeah. Jamal Holloway, the best option quarterback, paging Collier. And there you go, Collier. And I would say, by the way, no, but he was pretty darn good. Collier and Jamal Holloway, by the way, were in the same fraternity. For those of you who don't know, Joey McGuire said they probably win 2 more games last year with a healthy Morton. See, and I wasn't even there. And look at the topic I pulled right out of my backside. Collier comes in off the top rope and answers the question that I would have asked. You know, make it. David has the brand. For those who don't know, that's why you can't go shirtless on a K-Mac at 6 and 10. Ask Lauren about it. Lauren's seen the brand. She knows. She understands. Ron Roberts is just confused by it. Doesn't understand why David Collier has some sort of weird growth on his arm. But yeah, what you gonna do? Jamal Holloway was great. I think one of the biggest debates we would have regarding option quarterbacks is there were about 10 different styles of option. You had the veer option, you had the wishbone option, you had the midline eye option. All right. So Holloway runs basically it's a bone, but it's really a split bone at that time. You didn't always have a fullback with Holloway running that. The original option starts in the late 60s, and it was actually out of the eye. It's a triple option out of the eye. Texas Tech ran it. Texas ran it. Then they split it out with the fullback, and that's when you get the wishbone. Mickey Herskowitz names it the wishbone, covering Texas, writing for the Houston paper, and he's the one. Mickey Herskowitz comes up with the title. So you go through the 70s with pure bone action. You said pure bone action. Late 70s and to the early 80s, that's when Tom Osborne morphs out of that into what we called the midline eye option. I formation, you've got the quarterback, you've got the fullback behind you, and we've got an eye back. Now we've got a slot back over here, and we're going to have nasty slot. We're going to have slot outside. That means he's going to be inside the tight end on a nasty slot, tight end flexed out, or he's going to be outside in what we might call a flanker or a slot back. And then we're going to have split in. We're going to do that. So we go into the 80s, and we have the midline option. And that's where we really begin to open up some of the passing. And you saw that, even in the 70s where you'd have a tight end catch 3 passes for 95 yards and a touchdown. You'd belly action, come back, play action fake, tight end be lumbering down the middle of the field like, throw me the ball. Belly 234 quick pass is what we called it. What are we talking about tonight? Damn it, Michael, get on the program early or get off the transom. We're doing stuff. We're talking about things. We're talking about option. We're talking about what it would mean if that quarterback actually started 12 games this year. What does that mean win-wise? If Baron Morton is your starter for 12 games, we're getting rid of events in the Olympics and adding events. We're adding washer pitching. We're doing things. So yeah, the option, goes through the 80s and it becomes a little, we very few people are running the wishbone through the 80s. And really we've gone to, I left out the Houston veer in the 70s with Bill Yeoman, which was a great, I think the veer was the better option offense out of all of them. It's me speaking. So we get into the 80s and into the 90s. Nebraska's still running midline option. Obviously, you got Urban Fryer, and they have that great run into about 95, beat Texas Tech in Lubbock. And that's kind of the end of it. And then we begin to see you had the split with the prototype I passing game, pro style passing game, multi set, pro set in the 80s with other teams that were coming in. And then by 2000, we begin to open up a little bit, don't we? Weren't you once the world champion washer pitcher of the world? I was of the world, the washer pitching champion, world champion of the world. They called me the ice machine. That's what they call me. I can see the tweet teasing now. PBO. There you go. A few more minutes. Events you would take out of the Olympics, what you would put in. More Tech fans, I know we're still in July, but hey, babe, it's over. We've got practice starting tomorrow. I'm going to read. Hey, Collier, pay attention here, because I need to get your thought here. So, and I love Matt Dowdy. I love everybody at Texas Tech in media relations and everything else. But I want to read the email that they sent out earlier this afternoon or this evening regarding how we get to cover Texas Tech practices. Will I get in trouble if I read it verbatim? Because I think if the average fan heard me read it, they would be like, really? That's it. That's what y'all. That's the whole thing right there that y'all get. Will I get in trouble? Will it make them mad? I can read it with fun music, maybe playing underneath it and everything. And I know it's all at the behest of the coaches, and it's not Matt Dowdy, and it's not Gio or anybody else. It's Norm de Rigueur. That's French. We got the Parisian Olympics going on. It's everywhere. But it's hilarious what they have to put in the email to tell us how we can show up tomorrow at 9:25 a.m. to, quote, cover a Texas Tech workout. Do you think I'll get in trouble if I do it? Collier's not going to respond. I mean, I was cracking up reading it, and it's really high level. It's next level quality of, and I can see, Dowdy or whoever, literally typing this going, I can't believe I have to put this in here. Okay. And then we will do this. And I mean, it reads like how to take kindergartners to the bathroom at 10:35 a.m. And this is how we will get the class together, and we will get on the line, and we will hold hands, and we will go to the bathroom, and I don't know. Oh, you tied in Keith Jackson really good doing the option regime. 88. Keith Jackson. What about Keith Jackson there? Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Look at him go. Keith Jackson is probably the tight end you're looking for. So I get there faster than Collier does. Who do you play for? Kansas City? I think he played for the Chiefs, maybe. No, Philadelphia. I think he was with the Eagles. They had a couple. They had like two brothers, maybe. Am I thinking about the Cash brothers, Keith and Kerry Cash? Collier, help me out here. Keith Jackson, he was a Philadelphia Eagle. There you go. Multi-talented. Wasn't even in the Big 12 at the time. See, this is what we do for you right here in Raiderland. All I ask you to do tonight, everybody who's enjoying this, watching it, support our great sponsors like Arctic Air, who, by the way, if you know somebody who can work in the HVAC industry and wants a career, please tell them to call the Bear. It is getting harder and harder. I feel like Mike Rowe right now. If you want a great job, if you want a great future, not a job, a career, you need to call the Bear. If you have any sort of sense about you and ability to do it, please call my friend Stacy at Arctic Air. Then we talk about our friends at Gators Bayou who serve up great food and drinks. And of course, my man Jeff Fagan. I'm not going to tell you which SEC school he's affiliated with, because it doesn't matter when you're on the water, right? It only matters, can he put you on an Elker Caddis size 16, 18, Can he get you the right drift? Can he say, I think your leader's just a little bit, let's do this here. So we're going to put this right above the bend, right there in the creek. We're going to put it right above the bend. That's all you got to do. Bend the line, come back around here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Get ready. Boom. Jeff Fagan. Fagan's got it fly trips. And of course, Boot City, One Money, Saving a Mile outside the West Loop. If all you guys ever do is support my people by retweeting this, sharing it on Facebook, inviting people to watch, doing all those things, that'd be awesome. Well, I think it meant elk. Elk hair cat is secondary to the black ant. No, wait, the black ant on not on a river, but a black ant on a lake where you can float it, put a little floating on it, a little dry floating on that, and just float it dead. All right. So we're going to take a black ant. Let's go size 18 or 20. We're going to make it really small, and we're gonna put a little strike indicator on the leader. This is a little bitty styrofoam thing. It's lime green, because we're going to put this out there and we're going to mend it, but we're not bringing it in. We're just going to mend so we don't have a lot of slack, and we're going to let that black ant just float up there on the top and just wait for that trout. Wait for that trout to just come by and go. Got uncomfortable, didn't it? That's what they do. They're dumb, and they're like, it's not moving. It looks like food. So it's going to come up on that black ant, and it's going to, how a bass just sucks it in. If you ever seen a bass take a hula popper, and I know you have, so that trout is going to come up underneath it and pull it down and see what happens. That strike indicator is going to show you before that trout has that hook right in there that you got some movement, and you've got less than half a second to set that rod down, not up, down to the side, and go. Black ant is deadly on still water. The black ant is media relations. The media is the trout. You're going to get in trouble for that. You think I'll get in trouble if I read the email on the show tomorrow? I'm not making fun of them. I just want people to understand what they have to go through. I feel bad for them. I feel for them that because of coaches and everything else, that somebody actually had to type that out. I'm not getting them in trouble. I'm not making fun of them. Oh, good Lord, we're in a total green-white checker finish. I'd like to thank Mike Dalby for allowing me the chance to tell the story of the black. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk tonight on how to fish a black ant on still water. Not to be confused with Stillwater, the band Stillwater, Fever Dog. Yeah. Is that it? Do we have anything else tonight? I really feel like we've had a productive evening this evening. We got a lot of stuff done tonight. Yeah. Is that it? Take the hands down. Did you think Big Red? No, I did not. Should I? It was David accepting a challenge. I don't know. All right. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which means overrated, underrated, rated right. Wednesday will hit you in the morning on the website, theraterland.com. It would be awesome if you guys would all jump on there and rate stuff and tell us what you think. Maybe I'll just give out like 3 different dry fly patterns and you can rate that, Could be good. But again, I don't know. Share this, invite people in. Thanks for playing tonight. Really means a lot. And by that, I mean, it means a lot.